Hello, gorgeous Sagittarius family, and welcome to our August 2021 reading. I hope you all are doing so well. I'm personally feeling better than I have felt in a very long time, just kind of coming back home to myself. I would say, like, in our July reading, I talked about the Sag passion and joy coming back to life, kind of re-blossoming, and I'm definitely feeling that in July. Feeling like my signature self, like the energy that I bring to the world, is coming back to life, and that I'm wanting to connect with it back into the world. And I hope some of you other Sages out there are also experiencing that joy and playfulness. And I really like August a lot energetically. I've done a number of the readings now, so I'm well on the path when I'm sitting down here with you. So I have a bit of an insight around the rest of the energetic map. And August has this really beautiful way of giving us all a chance to connect with the magic of the universe again. It's the best way I can put it. It really is. It's not about the confusion. It's not about the turbulence. It's about getting back to basics, getting back to that clarity of self, getting back to that clarity of connectedness of the world, and getting back to that clarity of, like, what do we want to create? What do we want to make in this world? Not what we want to fight about, what do we want to make in our lives? And Sag is like, this is a beautiful time of year for you. It's Leo season, which means, there's all this energy trining with you. The sun and a new moon are all flowing with you, lifting you up, working with your energy, exploring with you. We also have Jupiter, who at the very end of July moved back into Aquarius. So this is highlighting your voice, your creativity, your expression. We have Venus moving into Libra this month, which is very, it sextiles with your energy. And we have a full moon in Aquarius, which also sextiles with your energy. So we have tons of support flowing towards you in the month of August. And even when we get into Virgo season, which is your fellow mutable sign, we're amplifying, the impact you want to make on the world, the way you want to show up and shine bright. And I just love, like, Leo and Virgo energy, that 9th and 10th house energy for Sagittarius, because this is that big picture, big dreaming, big vision energy, which is the natural Sag way. And with that message in tow. And I also wanted to just mention, just to kind of situate this month, we also have all the outer planets retrograde. Uranus will be joining Neptune, Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter in their retrogrades. So Uranus will go retrograde on the 19th. And what this does for us is it allows us to incorporate our growth and understand how we have changed and grown. So when we have all that outer planet energy retrograde, really what that's doing is giving us a chance to understand our bigger picture, and incorporate it so that we can move forward fully energized, right? It can't always be about this linear, straight, fast action, forward motion. We also have to have times that are deeply important for growth and integration. So I had a message for you, and it's a really specific one. And I know I mentioned that, we're getting close to the end of the South Node in Sagittarius. I mean, we still have 5 months of that, to be honest. We have 5 months of it, but things are going to start opening for Sages. Starting now, actually, and it's already happening. And like I said, there's a resurgence of the need for Sagittarian energy to, like, kind of come back to the fore a little bit, where it's been a bit put on the back burner, honestly, on the collective level, right? It's coming back. And with this August, it's a very clairvoyant month, a very clear-sighted month, just energetically. You may be getting huge downloads around what's coming up for you next. I guess I'll start to shuffle here. Yeah, you may be getting huge new ideas, new downloads, new emphases on your life, right? On what's coming up. And that's really exciting, right? Like, we're ready for that, ready for connecting with who we're becoming, I think. But it can also be overwhelming, because you can also realize, like, oh, I've just lost this. Like, I'm no longer that person. I can't, get a toehold on that old life. Or you might feel like, oh no, like, if that's what's coming, that means I have to learn A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And I just want to say, like, You don't need to have mastered all the things that start coming into your visions in August. You don't need, just because you have visions coming in and ideas coming in and energy surging, does not mean you need to have already completed the task list of that adventure. So take that pressure off of yourself. Take a breath. Don't try to pile your plate and do it all right now. Understand that things that you're seeing are going to be things that you're incorporating and learning and working with for quite a while ahead. 10 of Pentacles, baby. Oh yeah, there's that big vision. Long-term visions. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. I love when I get those hits. In fact, like a couple days ago, I was sitting painting or journaling. I don't know. I was doing one of my things that I do in my little creative den. I think I was painting because I always have very interesting ideas when I'm painting. Ace of Pentacles, baby. Oh yeah. And I was starting to connect with this being that I like, the way that me and this physical world is transforming, like the woman that I'm stepping into. And it's really awesome. It's a completely different energy than any energy I've worked with in this life before, because it's got this calm, this centeredness that I've never experienced at this level. And I was starting to get a little overwhelmed. 5 of Cups, yes, with major growth, must have the grief. I'm all about grief. This is going to sound really weird, but I have found that if I let myself grieve regularly, not putting it off till like a specific time, a couple times a year, but if I like let myself have it when I need it throughout the month or whenever, I feel so much more connected to my life. I feel so much more in tune with myself, and I feel a lot less stressed. We'll talk about the 5 of Cups in a minute. But yes, I've been getting these very big surges of energy around who I'm becoming in this next chapter of my life. And, you know, for me, like once the South Node of Sagittarius leaves, like my life is going to be radically different than it was when the South Node went into Sagittarius. That is for sure. And I'm sure many of you feel the same. And I was getting really overwhelmed. I'm like, oh my God, well, I don't have that tool set yet. I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't have those friends yet. And then I had to remind myself, of course you don't, because that's the journey. You mean I can't get it done like today? Like I would love to just start getting on that project. And 4 of Pentacles. Okay. So what I see here with the 4 cards we have today is big growth, big expansion, big downloads, big kind of new versions of yourself coming in, new solutions coming in, new. A lot of new zings going through the atmosphere here for Sagittarius this month, which I really like. And I think you guys like hearing that as well, because that's just the fun of fire energy, is that adventure and is wanting those zings and those hits of energy, right? It's so good. But I think it's important we remember that the things we often want are also outside of our comfort zone, often require, you know, changes, like big changes. And even though Sag is often noted as mutable fire, which you would think would be, I like when things are changing and moving all the time, Sagittarius actually craves stability, right? Because when you're a playful, adventurous fire sign, stability is very alluring and very helpful in sustaining the fire. So even when you are somebody who is adventurous and playful, it can still be overwhelming when you feel like maybe that foundational, that grounding stuff that you have in your life is shifting and changing. And it's important to understand that when we're growing and we're noticing, we're stepping outside of our comfort zone, that is going to be really exciting and enlivening and like a breath of fresh air. And there's also going to be a part of us that's a little overwhelmed by it. And that's exactly what I'm seeing here in this reading. It's like the balance of it is very clear for me, because, okay, like let's just 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, my friends. This is just very strong energy that has to do with what you're building in your life. right? And building can look like so many different things. It can be about building a community, building a website, building a body of work, building your deeper relationships, building your education, like those bigger, longer things that really do take time. You don't just do like a summer intensive and you have your legacy. These are the things that you notice you're investing in, and you can see yourself investing in for several years in the future. There are bricks being laid in this second half of the year that have to do with this larger, bigger vision. And for me, 10 of Pentacles, yes, we're talking about practical solutions coming in. And that was part of my original note for you all, actually, was like entertain different answers, entertain different solutions coming to help you, and keep your mind and heart open to the universe conspiring to bring in elements you didn't see coming. Just a heads up. But 10 of Pentacles to me speaks so much more, not to the physical present right here, right now, but to the symbolic, energetic frequencies we decide to tap into that have to do with much bigger roads ahead of us. So there's this commitment factor, energetically speaking, I think, to getting really clear about where it is you're wanting to take that Sag energy, because it's coming back online. And it's going to be an important part of the mix coming up for everybody, and especially for those of us who are living with it. So when it's coming back online, we're going to be getting hits about that 10 of Pentacles long-term vision. This is about intergenerational stuff. This is about the things that get built over time. Now we also have the Ace of Pentacles, which is more immediate. This is a new energy cycle starting. There's a lot of gifts being presented. And a lot of times we think about money with Pentacles, and that might be true, but gifts show up in so many different ways. They show up in a chance meeting with a friend. They show up in the link that we click on that ends up being a class, like an interview that then ends up being a class we want to take. It's all these gifts that are wanting to come in all around us. So Ace of Pentacles says, if you are willing to be open to the gifts I'm trying to give you in all these little tiny pockets of the day, you're going to be able to see the road much more clearly. So we have really big vision, right? These big visions coming in. And we also have what's going on around me today and what's trying to speak to me. How is my soul trying to speak to me today? Now, those are growth cards. So there's new stuff happening. There's going to be new information. There's going to be breakthroughs happening. There's going to be energetic ahas going on all around you in August. And I'm really into that. And you're probably wondering, well, Sarah, then why do we have the Five of Cups, which is a card of grief, and the Four of Pentacles, which is a card of feeling lack? And I would say these are essential. Not just something to be dealt with, not just something to work around, but these are essential healing energies. And this is giving me full body shivers as I say this, because I really, really mean this. And not just as like somebody who, I'm going to get like emotional, not just as somebody who's like teaching you. This is like something that I have worked with for many years of my life and really come to understand as something that is integral to growth, integral to joy, integral to feeling that connectedness. And when we try and skip this, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It will have to come back to this at some point. So let's talk about it. So Five of Cups to me is such an important card. It is a grief card. It is grieving what has been spilled, what has been lost, what has been left behind. And like I mentioned to you, I think I mentioned to you, I've been letting myself grieve when I'm losing, because I am moving to another country. If you don't know, this is a really big topic in my life right now, because it's kind of the central theme of everything going on. And I'm really leaving behind like a land, like a specific portion of the US and a landscape and a piece of earth that I feel very soulfully connected to, and I've been having to grieve it. And I haven't wanted to, because I'm so excited about the adventure and I just want to be in the adventure. And I'm having to grieve regularly. But here's the thing, when I stopped resisting letting myself just grieve like that, I'm going to miss that land, that I'm going to miss that time. Still grieving. It's going to be an ongoing thing for me. When I started to do that, though, guess what? My energy got unblocked. My ability to get excited about my adventure came back. My ability to get to good sleep and to wake up and to connect with the people I love came back. So even though it feels like, well, if I'm letting myself grieve and feel those heavier emotions, won't that kind of detract from my adventurous spirit? Won't that kind of detract from this like excitement that I'm feeling? No, it will help it. It will aid it. It will allow you to integrate it, and it will allow you to sustain your growth moving forward. We have the Four of Pentacles as well, and I also find this to be a really important card. It is a card of doubt. It is a card of like, maybe I'm not allowed to do this, but here's the thing with that. It's got two levels to it. One is fours in tarot give us a moment to breathe. And no matter what suit, the four is about a pause in the journey. You know, you're into the journey already. You've made it a few steps in. And you may be noticing, oh, I'm a little uncomfortable. I'm not sure about this. And it's important to take that pause. Because once again, if you try and just blast through it, that inner child, that inner worrier is not just going to dissipate because you've ignored it and pushed it down. It needs you to witness it and let it care for you the way it knows how to care for you, basically. So Four of Pentacles is a moment to do that. On the other hand, I think it's also a time to ask the question. And believe me, I work with this all the time. Where are you feeling like you're not worthy of that growth, of that joy, of that playful Sagittarian side, of taking some pressure off of yourself, right? Where are you feeling like you need to slog through in some way? That's what Four of Pentacles also allows us to do, is really question. Because Four of Pentacles, I often find that energy is a culturally taught thing. To feel a little unworthy, to feel a little bit like pull yourself back a little bit, make yourself uncomfortable a little bit. And it's one that's good to question. I also think it goes back to the message I had, which is like when you get this big hit of 10 of Pentacles, right? That Four of Pentacles is going to say, well, how are we going to get that? Like, that's so much that I'm going to have to learn and do. Take a breath. You don't have to do it all in August. That's for sure not an expectation. So you can take that off the table. It's not an all or nothing deal. Like either you do it all in August or you'll never do it. It's do little mundane things. Do little magical things throughout the month to honor that bigger vision. But don't worry about taking on the world, my friends. All at once in August. Just because you're getting that new energy back doesn't mean that it's going to go away or get slurped back up in the divine straw, and that you're going to have to wait 6 more months in a barren wasteland before you get to be your full rambunctious self. That's not the case. It's not an either all or nothing kind of situation whatsoever. It's the beginning of an opening that will keep increasing as we head into the new year. So pace yourselves. Take care of your fire. Tend to it. Don't blow it out all your fuel reserves, right? Let's do a toast after that very interesting reading that honestly, I just felt that so deeply. Like, okay, I'm gonna have to take my own advice this month and remember these things I've just said. I need this advice just as much, I think, as some of you out there. All right, so let's toast to a gorgeous August, full of magic, full of revelations, full of joy, full of Sagittarian fire coming back to life and coming back online and coming back to bring people together, and in that optimism and in that joy. Like, what an amazing gift. However that is coming in for you, I love it. I love you guys. I do. I just love you so, so much. And whatever those visions are for you, I hope that you let yourself have them. So have a gorgeous August, my friends. I'm going to be talking so much more about this personal journey I'm on over on my Patreon, where I offer weekly support and where I just have such a beautiful community of people. If you're already there, you know what I'm talking about. I'd love to welcome you there. I would also love to welcome you here. So hang out with me and we'll keep this conversation rolling. And let me know how your August is feeling in the comments. I would love to hear from my Sag family. Like and subscribe, hang out with me, and I would I'll leave all my links below, so you know where to find me and hang out with me anytime you're feeling that call. As you watch me come back from, I don't know, like disconnection, I guess. So I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon.